My grandpop, Uncle Wink Carmen, and Dad, they had a thing. They'd only tell you once down a bay. This is how you do it. We're not going to tell you 4 or 5 times because your life depends on it. And it was very strong learning from those men because they've been through everything from shipwrecks and God knows what. So when you talk to them, you learn a lot from the water. And I'll tell you, in '68, when I left the bay and I went with Moran tugs for 20 years, I would see these deckhands come on board, have no idea what they're doing. And they'd say, Jack, can you go over there and kind of help them out? And I'd say to them, I'm going to tell you just once. This is how you do the line. Make sure you don't get caught in it or anything else. Some learned, some didn't. But the baymen, they tell you once, and you better know. The only fishing story I remember as a kid when I was 9 years old, Grandpa and Uncle Wink and Dad had a bait house down in Swift Creek. And once a month in the summer, Uncle Dummy Montross, he had a boat called a Gladys B. He'd go to the Redeemer Church, bring out the Mother Superior and 4 or 5 nuns for a day's fishing. So they come out there to us, and the Mother Superior would say, Captain Jack, is this a safe boat? He says, lady, this is the safest boat in the world. The captain's too old and the mate's too young. A lot of times we'd be up in a harbor in New England somewheres with a barge ready to leave. And the weather got real bad, especially going for the Cape Cod Canal. So the crew would not want to go. And the dispatcher would always push the boat, you gotta go for the customer. So then they would do is they'd send out what we call a Viking, a Norwegian captain. Because when you come on a boat, first thing you said is, yeah, we go. And we would not go. Dad and I were going down a bay. We usually go down in the wintertime, go down about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning to go gunning for the afternoon tide. We never went down early because it's freezing, it's cold, blowing. We're going down a bay and we see off this point, there's a guy in a rowboat way the hell out there by Squaw Island. Dad says that man is in trouble. Well, we went out to him and sure enough, he's sitting in a boat, it's full of icy water, his gun's there, he's got on canvas gloves, his motor wouldn't work, and he was going to be a goner. So Pop said to him, tell you what, we'll anchor your boat, we'll take you with us, we'll put you in a cabin with a stove on, but we're going gunning, you're not going to ruin our gunning. And at the end of the day, we'll take you back to the homeland. So Pop raised hell with him. He says, you have to have good equipment. Well, 4 years later, this boat comes down the bay, and he comes up to us and he says to my dad, do you know who I am? And Pop says, no. He had a beautiful gunner boat, life jackets, the whole 9 yards. He says, I'm the guy that you saved. Pop says, well, you know what? I feel good because you took my advice.